Buenos dias, drivers. Good morning. The schedule right now makes it hard for me to connect with you and to see you. I miss seeing you all. So I thought I'd make this video to connect. I know you've been working very hard, and I'm very grateful for your dedication to Lobster Place, particularly in these very difficult times. Chris, you shared with me your group chat and some of the posts that I see you're making with videos of making deliveries and the communication that you're making with each other. And it just reminds me how much care you take in the job, and reminds me that I know you go the extra mile to do the job right. You're keeping LP6 alive and well, and I'm proud of this team, I'm proud of you, and I'm very grateful. Christian's also told me about some of the challenges that you're facing right now, and about some of the concerns that you have. And I'm going to talk about some things we're going to do to address that. But before I do, I want to emphasize some things about where we stand. I know your routes are busy. I know you're seeing more orders. I know you see the orders getting bigger. And you may think that because of that, things are returning to normal. And unfortunately, I'm here to tell you that they're not. Business is less than 40% of where it was at this time last year, and that means that the company is losing a lot of money. I know you're all working hard to help Lobster Place survive, but you need to know that you're not the only ones who are bearing a burden here. Every manager in the company is working longer hours and has accepted very large pay cuts to make sure the Lobster Place gets through this crisis. So they're bearing a burden too. At the same time, because of the PPP program, we've been able to give drivers a $2 an hour pay increase to recognize that you're making some extraordinary efforts here. So I know these are frustrating times. I know the routes are long. I know the work is hard. But I want you to know that we're all in this together. Every single person in the company is doing what they have to do to make sure that we survive. So we're all bearing a burden here, and I appreciate the one that you were bearing. So keeping that in mind, I want to tell you about some of the changes I'm making to address some of your concerns. Hopefully this has a meaningful impact for each of you. First, effective immediately, I'm returning the cell phone allowance to $25 a month. I see all the data you're using with the group chat. I want to encourage that. The communication is great. So keep doing that, and we'll go back to paying $25. Also, starting this week, the Hamptons route and the North route will be paid out at route pay at 10 times your weekly wage. Not 8 like the regular routes, but 10. I know these are time-consuming routes. I know you're traveling a long distance. It's only right that the route pay covers that. Third, I want you to know that I am doing everything in my power. I am going to do everything in my power to get keys to as many restaurants, as many customers as we can. I'm going to work with Chris, Joe, Kate, Robin to make sure that you can do your routes as quickly and efficiently and safely as possible. Keep telling us when you know that a customer is giving keys to someone else so we know who to talk to. But I'm 100% committed to making this work, and I promise you, if a customer is willing to give keys, we will get the keys. The last thing, and this should have an impact on how long your routes are, is we're adding 7 additional shifts to the driver schedule each week. Angel Tejada is joining the team full-time as a driver. He's going to take 5 shifts a week, and Jose De La Cruz and Juan Munoz are also coming back on board as part-time drivers. When they start, we'll have 54 shifts on the schedule, and that should be enough to provide some relief to the length of the routes that you've been taking. I do want you to understand something about the schedule and about full-time and part-time status. You've all continued, or many of you have continued to work part-time while the unemployment benefits are being offered, and that's okay. However, you need to understand that if we need more drivers, if business improves and we have to add more shifts, we will be making formal offers of full-time employment to our drivers on our existing team. If you decline these offers, we're left with no choice but to go out and recruit drivers from outside the company. When there's additional shifts to fill, they need to be filled. There's work that needs to be done. Also, according to the law, if you turn down an offer of full-time employment, you may lose your unemployment benefits. That's the way the law works. For the time being, I think 54 shifts will be enough. So we may not have to deal with this. But keep in mind, if we need more than 54 shifts, it's because business has gotten better, and that's good for us all. So at the end of the day, I'm hopeful that these changes will have a meaningful impact on your concerns as we continue to fight COVID together. You know, these are incredibly hard circumstances, but I'm confident that if we keep working together, we're going to get through this. You know, even though we're apart, I'm still listening. The drivers still have a special place in my heart. So, you know, please continue to give your feedback to Omar and Christian, and of course, my door is open as well. So we can keep fighting this thing. Before I end, I also want to share one more piece of good news. At the end of last year, before I knew how difficult 2020 was going to be, I instituted a pension plan for drivers, dispatchers, production workers, and shift managers here in the Bronx. If you're not familiar, a pension plan is a retirement benefit that pays you money at retirement every year until you pass. The company funds these payments entirely. You do not contribute. And this is in addition to the money that Lobster Place contributes to your 401k match. So this is a new retirement benefit in addition to your 401k. I haven't shared this with you because we've lost so much money this year. Then until now, it hasn't been clear that we were going to be able to actually fund the pension. But we recently learned that the PPP program covers pension contributions. So in the coming weeks, we'll make our first contribution to the Lobster Place Pension Fund, which is a benefit for all of our workers. Look, these are uncertain times. But with this team, with the people who work for this company, with LP6, I'm looking long-term, and I want to make long-term investments in our people. And my hope is that it encourages you to continue to invest your time, your talent, your dedication to Lobster Place. It's what makes us great. Without a doubt, it's what makes us great. Karen and I will reach out with more information about the pension before the end of the year. I'm sure you have lots of questions, and we will answer them. But for right now, it's good news for the company, and it's good news for all of you. So that's it for now. Stay safe, stay resilient, keep working hard, keep talking, know that I'm still listening, and thank you so much for everything that you do for us every day.